tumor in my left upper lobe of my lung, which I was told that I caught it so early that I am going to be totally fine. But everyone is saying, including the doctors, that going and getting that scan saved my life.
Karen's story is just another example of the fact that early detection does save lives. You should be next. From your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. That's pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan today.
We are back now with more of the Ask the Experts radio show, proudly sponsored by board-certified family law attorney Tina Lewert of Lewert Law LLC, covering South Florida.
And we're back. This is the Ask the Expert show. We're with you every Thursday from 6 to 7. This is our 7th year anniversary. Freddie has twisted my arm for 7 years to continue on. We also do the show in other cities. And this next expert on our show, I was actually listening to a commercial about his company. And I said, what an incredible idea. I've got to get him on my show. So let me introduce you to Tom Graham of Life Imaging FLA. Good evening, Tom.
Good evening. How is everyone tonight?
Yeah, you went to the Honda Classic today, I understand.
No. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, we did. We went out for the golf tournament. We were up there in a nice suite with ESPN, and on the 17th hole, what a lovely day. Got to spend some time in the fresh air. It's I had to pry myself out of the office. We had such a full schedule, but we went, and yeah, it was lovely. But we're here this evening. Glad to be able to talk to you all and get this good information out.
I got to tell you something. We had 2 listeners that came in and they had the scan done, and they said your scan was right on. I mean, it showed things that they knew they had. Some of them were like really old, but it still showed. So I got to tell you, and both of them said the same thing. But first of all, the name of the company is Life Imaging FLA. Tell everybody about your company.
Yeah. So we are located in South Florida. We are a company that uses this amazing state-of-the-art low-dose CT technology, and unlike how these CT scanners are used normally in a reactive way, we use it for preventative screening. The amazing thing is that nobody does it because medicine is reactive, and we want to make sure we can get the word out to as many people as we can, because we have the ability to take a picture of your heart, your body. We can look at your heart with 98% accuracy and see the earliest signs of any coronary artery disease or blockage in and around the heart, or aneurysms, or any things that are there that you may or may not know about. Then we also do these beautiful full body scans of the chest, pelvis, and abdomen. We look at all the organs. We look at the spine. We can go in and, these scanners are designed to do 3D imaging. So they get a 3D picture of the organ, then we slice it up like a loaf of bread, and we can see deep inside of these slices. And that's how we're able to find some cancers up to a decade ahead. It's pretty amazing.
A lot of people think that they are perfectly healthy, but they don't know 1 out of 3 people will die from heart disease.
Yeah, that's right. And unfortunately, I think almost cancer gets the rest of us. We all have our own personal stories with cancer and heart disease because it's so prevalent in our lives. And when I found out you could even do this, I just had to get into this business. We are saving lives literally on a weekly basis now. And, we've now scanned well over 3,000 people. I have a couple more stories I could tell you this week. One of them was pretty amazing, but, it's exciting stuff. We can, the way I approach it is, look, we don't have to be a statistic of these 2 deadly killers. I tell the story of the fact that, look, we get into our retirement age, we get into our, this is primarily baby boomers we're talking to, but, primarily basically 45 to 80-year-old people, because this is a time you're supposed to be enjoying your life and you're supposed to be retired, get to go to the grandkids' weddings, but it's also the time when, the wheels can come off, when disease kicks in. So if we have the ability to keep you ahead of these two biggest killers on the planet, I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer, I think. And we can make sure that, everybody stays healthy and stays ahead of it. And, listen, there's two ways to look at it. If we don't find anything, guess what? You get the peace of mind knowing you're okay. If we find something, believe me when I tell you, the earlier the better. Early detection absolutely saves lives.
Well, that's what your company is about early detection and saving lives. I mean, if I were you, I'd be pinching myself every morning when I woke up. Tell us some of the stories, because you've had some of the most amazing stories.
Yeah, well, this past couple weeks ago, and I tell this story because it's so profound. I can't even believe it happened. But he called us back afterwards. So this is a medical professional that came in to get scanned. He's actually a doctor, and he came in to get a scan, and when he did, we found some major blockage in the widowmaker, the LAD, in the heart, which is the deadly silent killer. And it was a fair amount of blockage. So we reached out to him right away. When we find something in somebody, we get a hold of you right away because you need to take some action. And he did. Being a medical professional, he got right away, reached out, went to the hospital, and was going to try and get some further testing done. And this is the crazy part. So, how medicine is reactive, and a lot of times, and I hear this from patients too, where they get pushed back on when they're trying to find out what's going on, and and they'll approach it like, oh, you're okay, but since he's a medical doctor, he actually left that hospital, went to a different hospital because he wasn't satisfied with what they were doing. So he gets over there and he starts to do further testing, and they want to do a stress test on the treadmill, right? We've all heard of this stress test on the treadmill. And he gets on the treadmill and starts going. They get your heart elevated. They get you moving. And he said, Tom, I was on the treadmill and I had a heart attack.
Wow.
And I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. He said, nope. He goes, I'm a medical guy, so I'm looking at he's looking at the reading on it, and he could see he was having a heart attack. He said, I did pass out, and the heart attack was fairly mild, and they just stopped the testing right away. And he said they rushed him in, and 2 hours later he's having angioplasty and stents put in, and the doctor that did the work told him, said he was I think somewhere in the 90% blocked in the widowmaker up at the top where it kind of, there's a little bit of a bend in it, and it was very severe. And the guy told him that he was very, very, very close to a deadly heart attack.
Unbelievable.
And this is, because it's a doctor, it's profound, right? I mean, this is how amazing this is. Heart attacks, like I said, 30-40% of the time are asymptomatic. You don't even know you have a problem until you know. And, he gave us a great review, and actually, wanted to see what he can do to help us moving forward. But I thought it was a pretty crazy story, right?
Yeah, I got to tell you, one of the things that really shocked me is when you said, we're going to give away a free heart scan. I mean, there you have like a few minimum requirements. And I thought that was so amazing. And first of all they have to do is dial pound 250. It's going to ask you for a keyword. It's free heart scan. Who can forget that? Mm-hmm. But I think that's so amazing that you're giving this free heart scan away.
Yeah, well, listen, it's a way to get people's attention. Like I said, most people don't even know you can do this. If they did, they would all do it, right? It just makes too much sense. And I give these heart scans away. They have a value of $699, but, it's just a way for me to get people in and show them what we do. And then, once people come in, and let me tell you, it's pretty simple, right? We talked about the fact that, once you call pound 250, you say the keyword free heart scan, then your call will come directly into our office. You'll probably talk to Judy or one of my other girls in the office, and then what they do is they'll go through a little bit of information with you and then set the appointment up, and you literally get a free heart scan.
You'll
fill out the paper.
Tom, I like the lady who said she wished she could give you a 100-star rating on Google. I thought that was so cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 Well, listen, this process is pretty easy. We treat everyone like family. If you see in the reviews too, we do everything we can to make everybody feel at home and feel comfortable. We've got our new Labradoodle that runs around the office during the day. Everybody loves him. He's a golden doodle. So, it's a home business, a family business. So you'll feel right at home when you come in. You don't have to take your clothes off if you don't have any metal on. The scan takes 7 or 8 minutes. It's an amazing process.
And from what I've heard people say is that you educate people. They don't just walk in, get a scan, and see you later, send me the results. You actually educate people who come in.
Yeah. Well, it's part of the process. You'll fill out paperwork like you do at any medical facility. Then we tell you when you set the appointment up, expect to be here about an hour because we want to get you with one of our patient advocates. They'll take you in the back and talk to you about how to read your heart score. They'll talk to you about the process, answer any questions you have about what we do, and, tell you about the scan itself. And we also can, at that point, give you some information on our full body cancer screening. And that cancer screening is amazing. It's, that story with Karen is just one of the ones we did. She's 58 years old, she's on no medication, never smoked, and who'd have thunk we found a, cancerous tumor on her left upper lobe of her lung. And it was a very aggressive cancer. We were able to get her to a specialist. She had to go have some surgery, but the outcome was beautiful because it's gone now.
Yeah. Imagine if she didn't know.
Oh my God! He said 6 or 8 months down the road.
That's right.
It most likely would have been fatal. And that's the problem with some of these cancers, is that, these cancers sometimes show up in stage 4 without any symptoms, and it's just deadly. It's horrific. It's terrible. I think I mentioned to you, I lost both my parents to cancer. That's why I'm passionate about what we do. And let me tell you, when I first learned about this and got into this business, a couple of years ago, I had to get scanned, and I was pretty nervous, and once I got scanned and I found myself what they call unremarkable from the scan, meaning no signs of cancer in my body at the moment, what a relief, right?
It's funny. I just got 2 text messages, so I'm going to kind of put you on the spot, even though I know the answer.
No worries.
They're both saying, "What's the catch?" With the free scan. So tell them what the catch is.
Yeah. Well, there is no catch.
Right.
There's no catch. We offer these free heart scans as part of what we do in our business model. Listen, we're able to do it, and there's no catch. People can come in and get this free heart scan, and we get the report to them back very quickly. It's just what we do and how we do it. Our full body scans, when people come in, if they want some information about the cancer screening, then we can talk to you about the full bodies. And these cancer screenings are very important to people as well. But the heart scans, there's no catch. It's a free heart scan.
Tom, can your scans, can they detect if someone's had lung problems from COVID?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We see it often. And we'll ask them without them telling us because, it's not part of the paperwork to ask them if they have, if they have had COVID. But, a lot of times when we do scanning with people, we'll see some scarring on the lung and we'll ask them, hey, did you happen to have COVID? No. Oh, yeah, I had COVID. And so we do see some scarring on the lungs from it.
Well, I got to tell you, one of the ladies who came in was a smoker. And her sister said, you got to get this done. And I got to tell you, even if you don't smoke anymore, I think it's really important that they come in and see you.
Yeah. Well, that one, the Karen, the commercial you ran right before we came on, she doesn't smoke, never smoked. And we found the tumor in her left upper lobe of her lung. So you're right. I think anybody age 45 to 80, and it's 45 to 70, whatever, baby boomers, people that are older, that are retired, all of them should be scanned. I mean, look, I'd rather know today than worry about tomorrow. And that's what we provide to people. And, I remember when your two girls came in, I remember seeing them in the lobby. I didn't spend much time with them. We were pretty busy, but
Yes.
I do remember seeing them. And, I don't know. I mean, she told you that I don't know. In fact, I mean, I would have heard if there would have been something major going on, but I think they came back okay.
Yeah, but they found some things that were from a long time ago.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's what, and one of them was about her heart. So now her sister's going, you got to get in and go see a doctor now.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you know for a fact. Tom, give everybody your phone number and your website address.
Yeah, well, I think the best thing to do is just call pound 250
Yes.
and then say the code word free heart scan. That'll connect you right to us. I have a number that you could dial, but it's 954-834-6362. But if you're just on your cell phone, just do pound 250, say free heart scan, it'll connect you right to me. Or they can go to the website at lifeimagingfla.com. That's lifeimagingfla.com, and there's a tab there. You can request an appointment or give us a call. The phone number's on the website.
Well, we're going to go to break, and we come back. We're going to have more with Tom Graham and Life Imaging FLA. We'll be right back.
If the idea of taking control of your own health and ensuring your quality of life in the future hasn't convinced you to take advantage of the free heart scan with my friends at Life Imaging FLA, maybe Karen's story will.
Pretty much saved my life. I went for a scan because my mom had died of a heart attack at the end of May, and I realized that my aunt had died 2 years prior of a heart attack. So when I went to get the heart scan, I asked for a full body scan. I'm in perfect health, no symptoms of anything. I'm 58 years old, non-smoker, and they found a cancerous tumor in my left upper lobe of my lung, which I was told that I caught it so early that I am going to be totally fine. But everyone is saying, including the doctors, that going and getting that scan saved my life.
Karen's story is just another example of the fact that early detection does save lives. You should be next. From your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. That's pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan today.
We are back. Now, with more of the Ask the Experts radio show, proudly sponsored by board-certified family law attorney Tina Lewert of Lewert Law LLC, covering South Florida.
This is the Ask the Expert show. We're with you every Thursday night from 6 to 7 with South Florida's finest experts. Tonight, we're talking about imaging. The name of the company is Life Imaging FLA. Let me tell you something. This is probably one of the greatest God-sent, I think, treatments that you can do for yourself. This is a great, unbelievable present that you can give yourself. Or how about your mom and dad? I mean, I can't believe Tom is offering for you to come in and get a free heart scan. And all you got to do is go to your cell phone, do pound 250, and it's going to ask you for a keyword. All you got to do is put in free heart scan and make your appointment. But it's a great gift to give to a friend. Some listeners were sisters. I mean, it's just a great way. And I've got to tell you something. You're going to, not only you're going to want the free heart scan, but a lot of people end up having a complete scan, don't they, Tom?
I'm sorry, what? What was that?
I said a lot of people who come in for the free heart scan actually want to get the full scan after when they see how easy this is, and it's such a great way to discover if you have a problem, something that's going to save your life.
Oh, absolutely. And that's what our business, like we were talking about with the free heart scans. And then, look, we'll talk to you about the cancer screening, and if it makes sense, then you can get involved with our program. We provide these full body scans that We do over 3, 5, and 7 years. The idea is that we want you to come in on an annual basis and make sure you're okay, get yourself checked. I think everybody understands that if I can come in once a year and spend, 7, 8 minutes on this equipment and make sure I don't have any cancer or heart disease that is now creeping into my body and make sure I'm healthy, I think that makes sense. We do have an overwhelming amount of people, probably over 60% of the people that come into our facility that like the idea of getting the cancer screening, for sure.
I just think it's such an incredible concept. What is the ages of most of the people come in?
Yeah. Look, anywhere between 45 and 75 basically is kind of the people that are coming through. And you got to remember Karen, right, on the commercial that we've heard now twice, she came in for a free heart scan and wanted to get the body screening. And the reason she came in is because her mother had passed away of a massive heart attack about 6 months prior to her coming, and she was worried, and she had an aunt that died of heart disease too. So she was coming in originally just to get the free heart scan, and then when she heard about our cancer screening, she opted in and took advantage of that program, and that's how we found the tumor.
And it doesn't take very long. Like you said, you don't even have to remove your clothes.
No, as long as you don't have any metal on, no metal in a bra, or you don't have any metal in your clothing, you just leave your clothes right on. And, you're in the scanner for about 7 or 8 minutes. It's a open scanner. You're not inside of something. So a lot of people out there have had MRIs in the past where you're in a machine for 30 or 40 minutes. It's making all kinds of clanky noises and scaring the heck out of you. This is not that experience. If you go to Google or you go to our website, lifeimagingfla.com, and read some of the reviews, you'll talk about people saying how easy it is. We've got a beautiful facility. I mean, it's just gorgeous. And listen, we're a family-operated business. I'm not a big hospital. So when you come here, you get treated like family. If you're lucky, you'll get to meet our little our house resident, Rocky, our little golden doodle, who's in the office. It's a very friendly environment. We want people to be at ease when they come to our facility. And keep in mind, people that come in are not people that are sick, right? They're coming in because they want to make sure they're healthy. They're I'd like to think most people are happy, and most people want to make sure they're healthy so they can go to the grandkids' weddings and enjoy their lives at these wonderful times. This is supposed to be those golden years. Let's make it that.
Tom, there's people are sitting in their cars right now, driving home from work, and some of them are smokers, some of them are ex-smokers, and they're telling themselves, I don't want to know. That is the worst thing you could possibly do, isn't it? Tom? Might have dropped it. Well, I think we lost Tom. I don't know if he's going to call back or not. He's in his car. Okay. Anyway, let me give you here's the phone number again to call. The name of the company is Life Imaging FLA. All you do is on your cell phone, you dial pound 250, and there's going to be a voice come on and says, give us the keyword. And the keyword is free heart scan. And you can set up this heart scan. Are you back?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
I don't know what happened. I must have lost you there for a second.
What I wanted to do is I said, I know there's people right now sitting in their car who are smokers or even ex-smokers, and they're saying to themselves, I don't want to know. What do you tell those people?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, what I would say is that, listen, when these cancers show up in stage 3 or stage 4, first of all, do you know how invasive it is to get rid of now? I mean, you're talking about major surgeries. So when we find something early, the surgery or the remedies can be minimal, very minimal. I mean, you're in and out. Karen's surgery was done, very non-invasive. It was, but had she waited and it spread, they'd go in and remove half a lung or something crazy, So while I get it, it can be nerve-wracking, and it can be something that you go, oh my gosh, I don't want to know. But believe me, you do. You would rather know now than know later when it's either going to be fatal no matter what you do, or the remedy or the treatments are going to be way more invasive and more severe. So to me, it's a win-win. But I get it. It can be nerve-wracking. Like I said, both my parents died of cancer. When I got the screen, I was nervous. But in the end, for me, thank God, there was no early signs of cancer they could see, and I felt so much better, and what a relief, And if you read the reviews on our website, and there's hundreds, and you read the reviews on Google, you'll hear a lot of people talking about, oh my gosh, it's the best thing I did. I got such relief knowing I'm okay, knowing I don't have any early signs of cancer or heart disease.
Well,
thank you.
There's our music. Call now. Pound 250. It's going to ask you for a keyword. Put in free heart scan. Tom Graham, thank you so much. Life Imaging FLA. And we will be back with you all next week with more Ask the Experts. Thanks, Tom.
All right. Have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in today to Ask the Experts, sponsored by board-certified family law attorney Tina Lewert of Lewert Law, LLC. Join host Steve-O again next Thursday for more interviews with the top experts in South Florida in the areas of legal, health, financial, and home improvement on Ask the Experts.